Hi everyone, my name is Jeff and I was a KF7 in Cambodia, and I just want to introduce a tool that I created very briefly so that you can see why you may or may not want to use it. So I think you're all familiar with this screen here. This is a PA2 login, and what I want to show you is my web page, which is if you go to jeffzura.com and you go to Partner Tool, you will reach this login page. And here you basically just choose your MFI minus credit, and my login is already here, but this you will be using the login information that you use on this website here. On PA2, just use the exact same email and password and hit submit. So here you've got basically a list of a few different tools that you can use. Um, we'll start with the journaling tools up here. These are very useful for finding loans that need to be journaled on, and all you have to do is there's nothing you actually have to upload for this, so you can see which loans are ending this month that still don't have journals by clicking here. You can go to viewing all journals here, and you can also just view all the journals that have ever been written for this MFI here. And you also have the option of downloading the Excel file for either of the first two options. Um, just to show you an example, if I click this, you'll see that credit has 117 journals that are ending this month, or sorry, loans that are ending this month that still don't have journals on them. If you, right now by default it's organized by town, and so you can see here that in the Siem Reap province there are 7 journals and 7 loans that haven't, 6 loans that haven't been journaled on, and you'll notice that there's some other options up here, and these options by default, they won't have any information. You'll have to upload that information. But if you upload it, I think it'll be a lot more useful if you're trying to help your MFI find these clients when it's time to go journal. So I'll talk about uploading later, but if you do upload the information like I did for credit, you could do things like sort by CO. So you can scroll down and then just have your MFI contact each of the COs and tell them which loan that they're responsible for needs journaling. So you could contact this person in the Prairie Vang branch, and they can go out and journal for that person. So that's why that tool is useful. And now going back home, you can see there's also the section for, oh yeah, and all journals for this MFI is very useful just for finding all historical journals that have ever been written, and it's just organized by time, so you can just sort of scroll through it. It's not the greatest way to look at it, but it can be helpful at times. Okay, so going back, now we can look at the journal author tools. They're pretty straightforward. I think you can figure it out just by clicking on it. The only thing is that you first need to choose your name from the list. So you have to go to the bottom here and just select your name from the drop-down. And I'm assuming that you're a fellow, so you select I'm a fellow and then choose your name from this list. Now, if you've already written journals, but your name does not appear in this list, you have to click here, this little link down here, and then you'll be able to add yourself. Um, if you haven't written any journals, then your name will not appear there because this tool is only for people who've already written journals. So yeah, that's all you have to do to add yourself there. Um, Next is just the following stats and MFI staff journaling stats. Basically, anybody who's a fellow appears in this first list, and anybody who isn't a fellow appears in the second list. And you can just sort of look at yourself here, and then I can even click on any name and see more about that person and their journals, see all their comments if I want. And that's that. Um, Finally, there is the client visit tool, and what this tool is, uh, I think it's a pretty cool one. And basically, what it does is it helps you choose clients, or at least print out the information for clients that you may or may not want to visit, and that you may want to visit at any of the branches of your MFI. And by default, you will always have the ability to sort by town. So you can see this list here, this drop down. Um, you can select whichever town that you're planning on visiting. So Battambang is up in the north, and so say I want to go visit there. Um, Now I have a few options down here and other options. I can show all loans, not just those without journals. So if you still don't mind, say, doubling up on a loan, say writing an extra journal, then you can check that box, but I usually don't. Then you can also have the option of displaying images, but you don't need to, especially if you're on a slow connection. And finally, this option tells you how many months to ignore from the start of the loan. So if a loan is, say, if I put in the number 4, if a loan is less than 4 months old, then it will not appear in this list because my thinking is that it's too early to put a journal on it. But you can modify that however you want. Then you've got two options here, the full list or the abbreviated list. Abbreviated list is great because um, it shows the information in as small a possible space, and then you can just print that out and either uh, you can copy paste it, send it to your branch manager, you can print it out and bring it with you to the branch when you go visit, and it's got all the key information that you might need when you're trying to find a borrower when you're out there in the field. Otherwise, you can once again select Battambang, show only once sold in 4 loans, and then we can do full list. And I forgot to mention on the abbreviated list part, but there's also you can also download the spreadsheet for this list if you want it in spreadsheet form. Say you want the CSV file so that you can send it to the branch manager. You can just do it right there. So anyways, back to the full list. Here you can kind of browse loans and see see a short description, and then based on that you might want to select a few that you potentially want to visit. So I'm really interested in people who borrow money to buy motorcycles, so I'm just checking a few boxes. So yeah, then I would scroll down to the bottom, and then I have some options for my printout. So I can choose any size image. I can do a large in this case. I can choose any length of description. Usually 1,000 characters will be enough. I can do this borrower sheet here, and now you've got this sheet that you can just print out and take with you, and it should be very easy to confirm that the client is who is the person in the picture. You can confirm the name, loan amount over here, and you can read up on the person before you head out there so that you know a little bit about the person before you actually meet them. So those are the basic tools. Then there are just a couple of options that I need to show you. There's one, you can give access to other people at your MFI by clicking that link there in the upper right. It's got an email and a password. You just share that with whoever you want, and if you feel that it's been compromised or whatever, you can hit reset password, and now you've got a different password here. So then, okay, so the last option is uploading information, and that you can do at the bottom of the page. Basically, if you upload any of the following pieces of information on your loans, then when you need to look up the loans later, you can look it up by credit officer name or branch name or internal ID. And this is all very convenient when you're sharing information with your MFI because they generally don't look things up by Kiva ID, but rather internal ID or by CO name. So there are instructions on the page on how you go about uploading the file. But basically the file would look something like this one here with Kiva ID on the left, and then whatever information you have. If you don't have all of it, that's okay, and that's because on this page all you have to do is check the information that you do have. So if I only had CO name and branch name, just check those 2 boxes, and then I upload it right here in this slot. Um, you and you can upload it for as few loans as you want. It doesn't really matter. But the more loans that you upload it for, the more information that you'll have when you need to actually look up who's responsible for that loan or what branch is responsible or the ID for that loan. Finally, you can download your data, all the data that you've already uploaded here, and you can also clear all the data that you've uploaded in case you've uploaded a mistake. And what you can do is you can download that data first, then clear the data, and then make adjustments to the file that you've downloaded and then re-upload it. And email me if you have any questions.